So I decided to frog the liquid silver shawl that I've been working on because I had let it sit for so long that my gauge has changed, and you can see the line where the gauge has changed. So what I've done is I pulled the strand from the center of the ball and started winding. This is the part that hadn't been knit at all yet. Now, this is how I normally frog. If I'm going to frog something entirely, I actually do it on the yarn winder. And then I was trying to figure out the best way to do this shawl because it has beads on it. And I decided that I'm going to try putting it into a box. Excuse me for a second. There we go. So I've put this into a box that's sitting on the floor, and I'm going to wind the winder. And this way, when the beads go flying every which way, presumably, then they will stay in the box and not be flying all over my house. So we'll see how this is going to work. In this box, you know, you can see it says Pirates on the inside, but it my niece is in Girl Scouts, and we order a pile of Thin Mints from her every year because those are my husband's favorite cookies, and so this is how they mailed them to us, turned this box inside out. But when I got it, it was like, this is the perfect size of what I needed for this, I think. Oops. And this appears to be working beautifully. Getting stuck every once in a while, but that always happens when you frog like this. I think there's 14 repeats of the lace pattern in this shawl. Maybe, oops, one just escaped from the box, but that's only one. I believe there's 14 repeats of the pattern, and I had done about 4 or 5, so I wasn't quite halfway through. Not sure, there we go. I'm not sure where that was. It's painful to do this, but it was so, it was such an obvious line. I had posted a picture in a Work in Progress Wednesday blog post that showed the line, and I'll insert a picture of it into this video, or actually that'll probably be part of the blog post when I put this on the blog, so you can see why I felt like I had to do this. It is a lot of work, but it was just too obvious. Oop, there's another one flying out of the box. So far, I think 3 of them have escaped, but it's not bad considering there's beads on every other right side row. I'm sorry, wrong side. They're on the wrong side, but every wrong side row has beads on it, and I believe there's about 6 beads per row, so I was through something like 300 beads already in this pattern, and that's not including the edging. The edging has a lot of beads in it. For like it's been so long since I did the edging that I don't remember exactly, but I think it was every 3rd stitch or so. I think about more just escaped the box. When the shawl lifts up like that, some of them are coming out. And even when it's not lifted up, a few of them are managing to escape just because they're bouncy. One of my friends suggested that I do this in the backyard and let beads go flying everywhere, which I admit would have been a fun thing to do, but since I do plan to do this again, I am going to cast this on again, but I didn't want to lose all the beads. Oops, let me fix the camera. I accidentally hit it in my hand when I went to fix the shawl that time. The video stopped recording because I didn't have enough memory in my phone, so I had to stop for a second and delete some photos. But we're just about done here, so. Oops, not sure what's happening here. I hate this because, especially on a lace yarn, I'm afraid I split the ply, which then I would have to break the yarn, and I don't like to do that if I can. I ran out of space again, so now I'm on my third shot here. I'm going to combine this all, but I deleted a video that was 2 minutes long, so I have less than 2 minutes left here for sure. I did manage to separate that yarn before without breaking the yarn, so that was good. I have the phone on a selfie stick that is lying on a table and sticking out way over the edge, and I have a shuttle, a boat shuttle up against it in order to keep it from rolling, but it moved a couple times. That's why you saw the camera move. Oh, the tiger's coming to say hi because, of course, there's something interesting going on. The cat must supervise and bash his face against the box and move it. I'm doing this part by hand. There's so many beads in these edging rows. It's easier to make sure that the beads that get in the box this way. Excellent. And all that's left here is the cast on row. So now I just have to finish winding it on. And I'm going to break the cast on off, I think. There we go. Alright, so take the camera out of the selfie stick. And here's a close-up of all those beads at the bottom of the box. And of the yarn wound on. And that little piece that I broke off, that's the part that I had the cast on and it got stuck, so I just ripped it off.